This is Why I Left Religion with Coach Renz, and today we're going to continue our journey on the path of what's wrong with the Bible. Genesis chapter 34. If you haven't seen the previous chapters, go over to YouTube. The previous chapters are listed there. If you're watching this on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, to see its entirety, you have to go over to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe when you get over there, hit that bell icon, join the channel. Today we're going to continue what's wrong with the Bible, Genesis chapter 34. Now, if you remember chapter 33, that is when Esau came back. Well, Jacob left with his fam, came back, met up with his brother Esau, thought that he was put his women and children in danger first to try to save his life, but then put his whole, Esau was like forgiven. Once again, we saw where Jacob was the one that got problem. Esau is the good brother, the one who's actually doing what he's supposed to do. But yet, people want to jump on Jacob's chair. They personify Jacob. He tricked Esau into leaving so that he can go to a different land. Because he was still afraid to go back to his brother's land, to his family land. Now, if you remember, we was talking about, I think it was chapter 32, all of the children of Jacob's daughter, they only mentioned one daughter, Dinah. Well, I said back then, Dinah is important because they gave her a name. Ladies, you're only important in this book if you get a name. If you get a name, then you have some significance. But the significance is not always a good thing. It's not always a good thing. As we're going to see in chapter 34. Just because they mention a woman's name doesn't make it good. Other than that, they don't even give y'all a name. They don't give y'all presents. So right off the bat, what's wrong with the Bible is that it treats women as second-class citizens. And in this chapter, chapter 34, we're going to see exactly how women are treated as second-class citizens. All right? I actually grew up and knew people who would warn the little girls, don't be like Dinah. Don't be like Dinah. You're going to see why. So chapter 34 starts out, verse 1. And Dinah, here you see she must be important, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Shem, the son of Hamor, a Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her and defiled her. What that means is that he raped her. It doesn't mean that they had consensual sex. It meant that he raped her. And according to later on in your Bible, it tells in the Hebrew Bible, in your Torah, it tells you that if a man rapes a woman and pays the father 50 pieces of silver, then that man is to marry that daughter, and she cannot divorce him. Because we know that women are treated as property. But right here, Shem, he rapes Dinah. And his soul cave into Dinah, the daughter of Jacob. And he loved the damsel. And he spake kindly unto the damsel. And Shechem spake unto his father Hamor, saying, get me this damsel to wife. So this is one reason why some people are going to say, well, he didn't rape her, but yes, he did. Because in the old ways, no matter what culture you're talking about, the way that a marriage was formed was through sex. You can go through all the ceremonies you desire. That doesn't matter. Once you have sex with the person, you're married to the person. There is no such thing as premarital sex in these ancient times. Therefore, there should not be any premarital sex in today's time for people who believe in this book. So, he raped her. Otherwise, he's already married to her. And he knows that he raped her, which is why. And he felt some feelings for her. But he's asking his daddy to get this woman as his wife. Because he knows that he's already defiled her. Right? Understand, women, you have no value, according to this book, once you've been raped or have had sex. Or you commit adultery. See, sex is only for marriage or adultery. That's it. There's no fornication. Fornication is actually men having sex with young boys. That's what fornication meant to the ancient Greeks way back then. So when y'all go to Paul and said fornicating means sex before marriage, it does not. In those people's time, it meant sex with young boys, and Paul was trying to tell the Greeks, y'all got to stop having sex with young boys. So that's what fornicating means. Go do the research. So he wanted to get him as his wife. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter. See, if he didn't rape her, then why do they keep saying defiled? Now his sons were in the cattle field, and Jacob held his peace until they came, because Jacob knew he couldn't run up on that man by himself and get that ass whooped. Which is understandable. Hey, look, Jacob old, got to get the sons. And Hamor, the father of Shem, went out unto Jacob and to commune with him. The sons of Jacob came out of the fields when they heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were very wroth, because he had wrought folly. That don't make sense. He had wrought folly in Israel, he had wrought folly in Israel with lying with his daughters, with Jacob's daughter, which things should not be done. So basically saying that they were mad and angry because he had sex with a daughter of Israel. And that's something that shouldn't be done. But yeah, well, here's the thing. Shouldn't be done at all. Shouldn't be done no matter where it's at. Rape is rape no matter what. And never should it be done. But I get what they're saying. You know, it happened to them. Oftentimes, if something doesn't happen to us, we can make excuses or justifications for it, or we don't feel the pain of it, even if we're thinking like, damn, that's messed up. But it didn't happen to us. So unless it's happened to you personally, some people don't feel the pain of something when it happens to other people. But now they're mad, and they're saying this shouldn't happen. You know, we Israel. Which, again, I thought God changed Jacob's name to Israel. Why are they still calling him Jacob? Shouldn't the writers now be just calling him Israel and not Jacob? I mean, I'm just wondering why they keep doing that. Hello? And Hamor communed with them, saying, the soul of my son Shechem longeth for your daughter. I pray you give him to wife, and make ye marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. So Hamor is like, look, man, I know he raped your daughter. I know he raped her, but he cared about her. Okay, he cared about her. Okay? So how about this? Since women are nothing but property anyway, as this part just told you, how about y'all give the rest of y'all daughters to our men, and we give our daughters to your men, and then we'll all become one. And then we'll be a powerful nation, you know what I'm saying? We be together. So these women, now, are any women? Do they have a choice in this? No, these dudes are making deals, and you women don't have a choice, because you don't matter to the Bible. Women don't matter to the Bible. Y'all are property. You're a cow. That's why they call y'all. That's why I'm not calling this. Don't get me wrong. This is why they'll say that she's a heifer. She's a, that cow, or call her a heifer. I don't like using those terms. I don't use those terms because I know it comes from the idea of you women have no more value than a cow, or a baby cow, or a female cow. That's why it's heifer. Nobody calls a woman a bull, and it's always derogatory. Why worship a book, a Bible, a God that would inspire men to write you in as base animals? You should walk away from that. That is not your place in society. You are far greater than that. No man has more value than any woman, but yet this book will consistently show you that you are less valuable. You are equally a divine spiritual being as any man. And this book just wants to hold you down longer and longer. And you may say that it doesn't matter to you, that you believe in Christ and you don't live under the law and you live under grace. But I'm telling you, these things have been taught to you since you were small, since you were a little girl. And these things are in your mind, whether you realize it or not. They dwell in the subconscious of your mind. They have their part to play in how you've acted your whole life, how you've thought about yourself your whole life, how you've given in to whatever men say is beauty, whatever men say is what a woman is supposed to be, whomever your father, your uncles say you should be with and not be with. You played into these things because subconsciously these lessons have been impregnated into your mind. You got to escape them. You got to escape them. So, but let's continue. Let's continue. verse 10. And ye shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade ye therein, and get you possessions therein. And Shem said unto his father and unto his brethren, let us find grace in your eyes, and what ye shall say unto me, I will give. So they're saying, look, we're going to make y'all some money. I know he raped her, but let's get this money. Let me have her, and y'all can get that money. That's all he's saying. Ask me never so much dowry and gift, and I will give according to ye shall unto me. But give me the damsel to wife. And the sons of Jacob answered Shem and Hamor his father deceitfully. Deceitfully. It's already telling that you're lying. And he said, because he had defiled Dinah their sister, and they say unto them, we cannot do this thing to give our sister to one who is uncircumcised. For that, what? For that were a reproach unto us. Not, we can't give you our sister after you done raped her, and now she gotta be the rape victim who lives with her rapist and provide children for her rapist. You've emotionally scarred her. You've emotionally broken her. You've made it so that no other man could want to be with her because you have already defiled her according to our customs. We can't do that. Nah, you raped my sister. Hell no. No, that ain't what they said. We can't give her to you because you got extra skin on your penis. You got a dick hood. That's why we can't give you that, because you uncircumcised. Now some people are gonna say, well, the circumcision is a representation of their devotion to Yahweh, and because their devotion to Yahweh through the circumcision, and they're not circumcised, that's why they can't be, because they got different gods and all that kind of stuff. And they know that if our sister go with you, she'll begin to worship your gods, but you're uncircumcised, you don't believe in our gods. I know that's what some people will go ahead and think that way, and that's viable to a certain extent. That's viable. But the main thing here is you're uncircumcised. Didn't say anything about you need to worship our gods. Put away your gods and worship our gods. Didn't say nothing about that. If you give in to your gods and come worship our gods, and then you'll become a better person. No. But either way, you rape my sister. There's no fucking way. But in this will we consent unto you, if ye will be as we be, that every male of you be circumcised. Here they go. Then will we give our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters unto us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. Now they're not saying anything about them having the same God, the same belief, none of that. Just we all got to be uncircumcised. We all got to be circumcised. That's it. Everybody be circumcised. We'll make this fair trade. This is all a business deal. But if ye will not hearken unto us and be circumcised, then we will take our daughters, and we will be gone. And their words pleased Hamor and Shem. I'm probably saying his name wrong. Hamor's son. And the young man deferred not to do the thing, because he had delight in Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than all the house of his father. So the rapist is the most honorable man in this group. And for this reason, many Christian apologists will say that what happens next is justifiable, because the most honorable person in Hamor's house is a rapist. And Hamor and Jacob his son came unto the gate of their city, and communed with the men of their city, saying, these men are peaceable with us. Therefore let them dwell in the land, and trade therein, for the land, behold, it is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters to us for wives, and let us give them our daughters. Sounds good to the other men, like, hey, we all about to make some money. We gonna trade with some more people. It's plenty of land. We gonna get some new women. That's what they saying. So sounds like a good deal, right? Only herein will the men consent unto us, for to dwell with us, to be one people, if every male among us be circumcised as they are circumcised. I'm sorry, but if I was in this group and this is what you came in at first, I'm like, what? We're going to get some new punanis? We're going to get some new pum pum? Because you know I've been getting the same old pum pum before. We're going to get some new pum pum, some exotic pum pum. And then we're going to trade with these folks. We're going to make some more money. The land is going to be more plentiful. We got more people to defend the land. Oh, this sounds like a good deal. Yeah, man, sign me up. You got to do what? You got to cut off the head of my dick? No. Oh, hold on, partner. You got to cut off the tip. Whoo. But what will men do for money and some new pum pum? We about to find out. Oh, this book is so funny to me. Shall not their cattle and their substance and every beast of theirs be ours? Only let us consent unto them, and they will dwell with us. And unto Hamor and unto Shem the son, his son, hearken all that went out the gate of the city. And every male was circumcised, all that went out of the gate of the city. So basically, they said, look, you're going to get all this stuff. You just got to get the head of your dick ticked out. Remember, you're going to get all this stuff. And so that convinced them. It's an old technique. I'm going to praise you for everything great, 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 great. Then let me tell you the jacked up thing. And then let me reinforce. Right? It's a great way to talk to people. It's a great way to manage people. It's a great way to get people to do what you want them to do. But it's how you should treat people anyway, though, in a different sense. You know, praise the person, criticize their character, criticize the activity or whatever they did, and then repraise the person so that you're not criticizing the individual. But this is also a sales technique. Let me tell you all the greatness you're going to gain. Let me tell you the one part that sucks, but let me remind you of all the greatness that you're going to gain. So that's pretty much what they did. That's a swerve. I ain't gonna lie. I used that when I was a salesperson. So they went out. And it came to pass on the third day when they were sore, right? Because you just got the tip of your head cut off. It's not like you're a little baby. You grown. That the two sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brethren, took each man his sword and came upon the city boldly and slew all the males. You see, they put that swerve on. They made sure that there was. I don't know if y'all ever, your penis hurting, your balls hurting, and you trying to fight, it is not easy. So they took advantage of the fact that they only 3 days away from having, and they still hurting. And they slew Hamor and Shem his son with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah out of Shem's house, and went out. And the sons of Jacob came upon the slain and spoiled the slain and spoiled the city, because they had defiled their sister. And they took their sheep and their oxen and their asses, and that which was in the city, and that which was in the field. All the wealth and all the little ones and their wives took they captive, and spoiled even all that was in the house. So they went about raping and pillaging, and killing all the kids and killing everybody in this city. Right? So this is what the sons of Jacob did, because they had raped his daughter. Raped their sister. I get it. Hey man, I'm gonna play nice with you. Yeah, you raped my sister. We're gonna make this deal. Alright. We make this deal. The deal is done. Y'all gotta do that circumcision thing. When y'all did it, your penis hurt, you can't hardly move, right? God damn, I know it hurts. And in some translations it says that the sword that Simeon and Levi used was given to them by God, was made by God. So God is complicit in this whole story. So y'all hurting, you can't really move, you just need to just lay down. I know y'all outside the city, just chill out. You know, ain't nobody in the city, we'll defend the city. Ha motherfuckers, shot. Kill them all. And then we're gonna rape all your women. We're gonna kill all the little boys. We're gonna take all the little girls as our wives. We're killing everybody. We're taking all y'all cattle. That's about right. That's about how they do it. But then there's Jacob. And Jacob, which his name is supposed to be Israel at this point, said to Simeon and Levi, you have troubled me to make me to sink among the inhabitants of this land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites. And I began few in the number. and I being few in number, they shall gather themselves together amongst me and slay me, and I shall be destroyed, I and my house. So Jacob is saying, look, God dang it, y'all went and killed them people. We are not in our homeland. Now, Jacob had took his ass with his brother Esau. Esau had 400 men with him when he came out to visit him. Esau was willing to leave some of his men to go to be with Jacob, but of course Jacob would have to come home. Jacob could have been home safe, and none of this would have happened. If Jacob would have went back home with Esau, his daughter Dinah would have never went out and ran into this dude, Hamar's son, and been raped, and none of this chapter would have ever happened. Not one sentence. Because of Jacob, all of this happened. Jacob is blaming his sons, but because of you, because you and the trickery and the bullshit that you did to your brother by stealing his birthright with a bowl of soup, by impersonating him, by going then having to run and go be with your Uncle Laban, and then being tricked, work 7 years to get your 2 wives, and then have a baby race with your 2 wives and your 2 slave wives, and then when you tried to come back, your brother was willing to take you back, no punishment. Glad to see you, man. I miss you. I know you did some things, but we brothers, we cool. Come on home. I got you. But no, you don't want to go home. You want to go somewhere else. And then this happens to your daughter. And now your sons now went out and murdered, death, killed a whole bunch of people because of what happened to your daughter. And then your sons say in the last verse, and they said, should he deal with our sister as a harlot? The brothers had anger. I don't blame them. You rape my sister, you rape my daughters, you're going to catch it. You're going to get it. You will not live. But Jacob, all you Christians say, everybody of this Abrahamic faith, we worship the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whose name is supposed to be Israel. A man who saw the face of God and wrestled with God and won. Through all of his trickery and BS, he's created havoc for other people. That's all he's done. That's it. And this is the man that y'all follow. And he continues this bullshittery in the next chapter. Usually I try to find some wisdom in this book amongst all the foolishness. In this chapter, it's all about consequences. When somebody has forgiven you for your misdeeds, somebody has given you an opportunity to right your wrongs, and they show you a pathway to that, just as Esau showed Jacob a pathway of forgiveness, Jacob decided to not take that pathway of forgiveness and brought himself into more trouble. When people offer you forgiveness, but you decide that you're going to take that and squander it, then you have to deal with the consequences of it. If I was writing this book, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, they would get down. They get pissed. They come after Jacob. But we're going to see what happens. Well, of course, Jacob is y'all hero in this book. But we know in real life, you have to deal with the consequences. It's cause and effect. The law of cause and effect is always in place. For every cause there is an effect, and for every effect there is a cause. The higher the vibration to the left, or the higher the vibration to the right, is equal to the lower of the vibration to the left. The pendulum will always swing. Your deal is to polarize yourself on one side, to be the causation that keeps you polarized to the right. Jacob could have kept himself polarized to the right. Yeah, you not did your dirt, you not messed up, but you had to work 14 years for free. But then you did some scandalous stuff with the sheep. Then you tried to roll out in the middle of the night. Then even after that dude forgave you and let you have your peace, and your wife tricked her daddy by saying she was on her period, lying so that he couldn't get his gods. Now you had the opportunity still with your brother to have security, to have defense, to have wealth, to be able to grow your family in peace, and yet you decide to go a different route. When you're given the opportunity to be great, go be great. Stop following books and ideas that leads you to your detriment. And when people are going to come on here, this video, and they're going to say that because I don't believe in this book, I'm leading you guys away and you to your detriment. But I'm not going out here trying to justify raping people. I'm not going out here trying to justify genociding people. I'm not tricking people by telling them to cut off their foreskin and then attacking them. I'm not telling you to do any of those things. What I'm telling you is all those things are evil. That you should live a life where you say that I'm going to do what makes me happy, as long as it doesn't take away someone else's ability to make them happy. To rape somebody is taking away their ability to make them happy. To force women to marry somebody that they don't even know, may not even like, that's taking away their ability to find happiness. To equating women only as cattle, that is taking away their ability to be happy. We do similar things in our world today. We will sit up there and think of ourselves always the victim. We would think that we're supposed to be able to get what we want out of people, but they're supposed to do things for us, but we don't have to do the same thing for them. We're supposed to give them courtesies. I mean, they're supposed to give us courtesies, but we don't necessarily have to give them those same courtesies or respect. I can talk to you one way, but then when I don't like you, I can talk shit about you, drag your name through the mud, be however I want to be towards you. I can call you all kind of names. I can treat you any kind of way, but I need you to treat me still a special kind of way. We do this. We do this. We do this all the time. I've had customers who've done that. Business dealings with people who've done that. I've had relationships with people who've done that. Friendships with people who've done that. People have this thing of selfishness about them, where they can never see beyond their own eyesight. They can never see things grander beyond the borders of themselves. You have to be able to open your mind to see that. You know, in order to open that crown chakra, you have to let go of all your earthly attachments. And one of those things of letting go is your perception of how the world is. Because your perception of how the world is not the reality of how the world is. It's not the reality of the universe. We all have our different perceptions. Somewhere in the mix there is the truth of the universe. And sometimes things just are what they freaking are. But anyway, I digress. Follow your truth. Follow a path of goodness. Follow a path that says that, you know what, I'm enjoying my life, but I'm not going to impede on someone else's. I'm not going to rape anybody as Chpt did. I'm not going to force women to marry. I'm not going to take away other people's rights. And I'm certainly not going to deceive people. If the brothers were mad, they should have just been mad. Yeah, they scammed them. Warfare. I'm going to get y'all to cut off half your penis, or a piece of your penis, your sore, and I'm going to take advantage of the situation. If my original intent, which that was their original intent, to be deceitful, because it said so. So I get it. It's war. I don't mind. But when it's not war, there's no reason to be deceitful. Be truthful, be honest. Be who you're supposed to be. Live your life according to how you want to live your life. Be happy, be grateful. Don't impede on someone else's. That's about the only good message out of this book. Out of that chapter. There ain't much else, because even Jacob was worried about himself. Oh, I know they raped my daughter, but god dang, y'all know what y'all done did. Now they gonna come try to kill me. He's just worried about himself. At no point is anybody saying anything about taking care of the daughters. You know, taking care of their daughter. But yes, I've seen where when I was growing up, I've heard women, older women tell younger girls who want to go out and run out, don't be like Dinah. Blaming Dinah for being raped. We should never blame the rape victim. I don't give a shit. Yeah. Do I tell my daughters, you have the right to walk into Piedmont Park in the middle of the night, but it's not the smartest thing to do. You have the right to go to any part of the city that you decide to go to. You want to go to the hood in the middle of the night. Dress however you want to dress. But is that the smartest thing to do? Just like for me, we talk about this in the lounge quite often. I grew up in Marietta. We had an area of Atlanta called Little Vietnam. I had the right to go to Little Vietnam. But I wasn't dumb enough to go to Little Vietnam. Because if I did, probably I wouldn't be alive today. It's quite possible I wouldn't be alive. And all of y'all know some part of y'all city where you know that you could not go and probably make it out alive. You have the right to go there, but is it smart? That's the question. That's the thing. Not saying that a woman can't go where she want to go, but is it smart? Not that a man can't go where he wants to go, but is it smart? Where my popcorn shop and my cigar lounge is right now in Stone Mountain, Georgia, this was a sundown town when I was growing up, which meant that after the sun go down, it's best to get my darkly melanated ass out of this town. Because the white folks who lived here back then, there's a good chance you might get killed. So you left. You knew better. Over time, we have taken over this area about halfway, about 40% black now. But we've changed. The area's changed now. But back then, you knew not to. It's just smart. And I'm sure everybody has some situation like that. But Jacob was just worried about himself, not the fact that his daughter was raped. And that's the saddest part about this chapter, is that at no point in this book did anybody say or talk about the mental state, the emotional state of Dinah. Nobody cared about her. Her only value to having a name in this book was so that she could be the rape victim that allows for Simeon and Levi to go kill all these other people. That's it. For them to gain wealth through her rape. That is the only purpose of Dinah in this book. And that's sad that this book will personify that and utilize a woman's rape for men's financial gain. So y'all try to have a great day. Have a great day by taking this book and casting it aside. So have a great day. And remember, you got to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is not negotiable.